Here's a song I wrote about being on the other side of the world, participating in a war. I hope you like it. It's called Western Stars. We were praying on Sundays, God, family, and country, and the devil we never consider. The strength of our youth and our sharpness of tooth, it was tempered by a Holy Spirit. But here under the sun, you know the weight of a gun, it rests easy on a young man's shoulder. So we marched past the graves as Uncle Sam called our name, and we became what he calls heroic. And soon the terror of a kill got lost in a thrill, and we'd laugh as the devil would tempt us. For God was on our side, yet inside we cried and we doubted He'd even forgive us. But mercy goes far 'neath these old Western stars as the blood dripped from our fingers. At least that's what we're told, as another man's gold got loaded into our coffers. So this morning we raged at the dawning of day, as we sat lone and idle, and a white morning dove flew down from above, and it mounted on my buddy's rifle. And in silence we sat as our hearts turned to black, and my buddy, he pulled the trigger. When the gun smoke dispelled, we found our souls in hell, and the devil much more than a tempter. Yes, the devil much more than a tempter. Yes, the devil much more than a tempter. That was a tune that I wrote following participation in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And here's a song I just wrote, probably the most recent one. It's called I Ain't Scared No More. Crucify the Lamb. I trembled as they yelled it, and the crucifix so grand was just a tree before they felled it. So when I heard the voice of God, I was afraid to tell it. Well now, brother, I ain't scared no more. I ain't scared no more. No, I ain't scared no more. When I heard the voice of God, and I was afraid to tell it, well, brother, I ain't scared no more. The softness of my heart was give without repentance, so this world for me is hard. Designed to meet my riddance, so enduring as an artist is my act of resistance. And sister, I ain't scared no more. I ain't scared no more. No, I ain't scared no more. Just enduring as an artist is my act of resistance. And sister, I ain't scared no more. Once the angels in the night could fill my heart with wonder till the evenings would roll by, and a glance I could not squander, so I hid from the heavens. But now before their altar, oh brother, I ain't scared no more. I ain't scared no more. No, I ain't scared no more. Once I hid from the heavens, but now before their altar, brother, I ain't scared no more. All right. What you want to hear, Alan? Anyway, something you want me to play or no? Just make it up.
Move forward, don't freak out.
Oh, shit.
That's all right with you.
Okay, all right. Sometimes I think we're already dead, or this trap that I call time is just some inception-like dream state we're in as we lay dying. I think maybe we never existed at all, or just some five-sensed hallucination, or just the mirror image of a higher reality beyond our comprehension. And I'll lie awake at night, I can't keep my mind from wondering about what it all means, that I have the ability to wonder what it all means. You know that nobody in this whole wide world can give you the definition of consciousness that doesn't venture off into religion or some kind of absurdist pseudoscience. And since I started listening to both sides, without caring on to which side I fell, I found out that there were more than two sides, if you really want to know a subject well, which only led me to more heartbreak as I thought about all the fights that have been started by two sides, and neither one of them were truly wrong or right. And then I started considering the brutality that I witness every day, and how numb to the sight of human suffering I'd become in my middle age. Cause all the fascists and the commies been spewing out their dogmas, taking over the conversations. Any voice that's devoid of an agenda has been removed from consideration. And I started thinking about the weapons of mass destruction, biological and chemical and nukes, and that we could have them all fired from the push of a button of this orange presidential buffoon. And so I started reading up on how I was going to survive a nuclear apocalypse, and after my research I concluded I didn't even want to survive to live in a world like that. So even if I try to be positive and I convince myself someday we might actually see peace, well, it's then that I realize in like 1 billion years or so our planet's gonna cease to be, because the sun has gravity too, you know. We're being pulled in as we orbit, and if we don't find a way to destroy ourselves, then the sun's gonna do it for us. And so, la 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 la, turn off your mind. La 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 la, turn off your mind. La 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 the scientists and the explorers and the greatest amongst us all, who gave their lives to learning and research and made great discoveries about the world, then it occurred to me that all truth exists long before some learned man makes it known. I mean, if you think about it, E don't equal MC squared just because Einstein said it was so. And now, considering this, science kind of seems like a waste. I'm going to devote myself to art. At least an artist creates something of value, a unique representation of his heart. Then I looked around at this plastic world and their frowning faces and their disdain for beauty, and I seen all the poor, starving artists dwelling at the fringes of a cold society. But you know that we would not have fur release if it were not for this individual named Beethoven. And we'd certainly not have the White Album if Paul McCartney never met John Lennon. And I said, well, maybe that's my problem. I miss my Lennon. Somehow that chance done passed me by. And that's the reason I'm sitting here singing this stupid song and losing my freaking mind. Then even the stranger thought my tortured mind began to ponder. Lord, I wonder what if Einstein would have met McCartney first while John Lennon was studying the great wonders. I ain't saying it would have been the Beatles, man, but it would have been interesting to see what they put out, because I know that Einstein had some pretty cool hair, but I wonder if he could twist and shout. And maybe if Einstein had been singing, oh, blah-dee-oh-blah-da, instead of drafting the letter to Roosevelt that paved the way for a nuclear bomb, then a little boy from Nagasaki could have married a pretty young girl from Hiroshima, and they could have sang, oh, blah-dee-blah-da together and taught their children songs by the Beatles. And I can imagine that the guy that wrote Imagine would have been any use in a science lab, unless that lab had the sole purpose of giving world peace a chance. And so we gotta give Lennon to science and Einstein to McCartney. We gotta find a way to get back in time. But then I realized if we ever build a time machine, it'll be based on the scientific work of Albert Einstein. So la 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 la, turn off your mind. La 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 la, turn off your mind. La 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 la, turn off your mind. There's an active mind. It's the devil's playground. Buy your beer at Al's Spirits in Reform, Alabama.